There has been a donkey theft? If you've heard about anything, what does it say? Contact Throwlash? Oh no. Or Hezu. What? Who's stealing donkeys? Hopefully it's not the one that I took out at the start. No, it could be that one. Now, besides all of the murdering of donkeys and things like that, I have been feeling really nostalgic over last season and all of the amazing things that we built that season. And looking back at that, I've gone like, wow, it's going to be really hard to, well, outdo myself. And so you know what? I was thinking, how about I start to work on this hill? And this hill is just going to become our home base location. And I've also noticed that my neighbor over here, Mr. Beardstone, has been, well, expanding also out to the side. So maybe with that, we can actually connect our base and make it a little easier for me to get back to the spawn area. And then ultimately my goal will be to utilize all of this space, in which we can make farms, create trains, and do mini factory builds. But this go around, instead of having multiple disconnected buildings, maybe have like the actual buildings sort of intertwined within one another, making it look more like a centralized area. This could be a bit more laggy, but it is going to look a lot nicer. Over the last couple of days, I have done a little bit of mining underground. Okay, maybe more than a little bit. This has led to a nice supply of diamonds, which I do want to use to upgrade my armor, but also make some more diamond tools and also enchant them. That's going to help me get that area cleared out. Don't mind me, just going to enchant some things. Oh man, and the XP farm looks so much better. What? This is so good. Silent has been definitely at work. Ooh, and it also looks like the XP farm has been upgraded. Oh, it looks like we now have ourselves a diamond sword in here. I really hope this is filtered. Okay, and also voids things that are not needed. XP nuggets, look at that. This just made leveling up so much easier. So I now have the dirt eater, and then I ended up with a little bit more protection than I had before. Then finally, I can't complain, a smite 4 sword. This would be really great for just taking out zombies. And those pesky skeletons. Oh, and I almost forgot, there is a donation box. Yeah, I'll definitely leave a donation. Now, on my way back out, I did just realize, is that what I think it is up here? That is so sick. I think Eggs has been working on this. And he also made like sort of a wagon. This looks so cool. Then also there's just a public workshop Eggs has been making. This looks so good. We're also selling alloy, Azu's andesite alloy, premium alloy, not so premium prices. Get 64 for 0.99 diamonds. Oh, 99. What? I mean, it looks like either I'm going to be broke or I need to get to work. Just got to make my way back home. Now, also, while I was at the mob farm, I was like, you know what? I should grab some of this excess string that's just laying around. We'll need this later. Now, tools in hand, I think it's time to get to work in changing this mountain. So that means it is time to pick the RV up and, well, take it a little bit closer. After getting it positioned, we'll just place it on down. Look at that. We can even flip its direction. That, I think it's now time to get to work. And that means a lot of clearing ahead of me. here it is. A basic starter area. Very, very, very basic. Just simply built of just sticks and stones. This is going to be the foundation of our starter sort of facility. Before we do that, I do want to take a look and potentially question Beardstone. He's the only one who I think would potentially steal a donkey. I mean, he is building in a very pirate-esque theme. Mr. Beardstone.
Hey, Chosen, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Have you seen the posters?
I have. Have you been stealing donkeys?
I was going to ask you the same question. I mean, you if it smells like a pirate, it is a pirate.
What would I do with the donkey? I'm a sky pirate.
I mean,
who isn't very good at staying in the sky, admittedly, but I am a sky pirate.
A sky pirate? Like, you're going to take the sky?
I am, yeah. See all these lovely mountaintops with these big flat mountaintops.
Yeah, there's a lot of sky to take.
Yeah, exactly.
But basically, donkeys? How's that going to help you?
No, I didn't steal a donkey. It wasn't me.
Sure.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't me.
All right.
But my thinking is, though, last season, and in fact every time I've played Create on any world, I've always built a giant railroad track and then never decorated it. So this time, I'm going to have invisible rail tracks in the sky and fly ships around. That way,
then you don't have to
decorate the rail track.
Yeah, you don't have to decorate them. That is genius.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is actually
that's
genius.
my plan. Yep.
I may not have a rail at all.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't believe me either.
No, you're going to have a rail of some kind, Chosen. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah, probably. It's definitely going to happen. Anyways, I love this area. This storage is awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, this is actually fed from my mine down below.
Oh, like you just mine and dump it in and it just feeds it up?
Yeah, but basically I didn't want to create somewhere up here to put down a drill because it just looks ugly. So I leave the drill down in the mine and it offloads down there and shoots and wind blow it all up into these.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I just carry mine in my backpack or in my pockets.
So I've got two questions, Chosen. One, is that you over there?
Yes.
That is. Wait a second. Wasn't there an RV there earlier?
Oh, the RV I can move it. My base is modular.
It's the movable.
Yeah, you haven't got to see the RV. Yeah, the RV is movable, but this is the workshop. And I was hoping that I could bridge it around and maybe connect up here so I can get to spawn easier.
Yes.
It's going to take a lot of effort.
How the question was going to be.
Yeah, that would be the goal.
I've got this path coming down here, and I was going to kind of maybe loop it around this way. And then if that was you over there, I was just going to sort of connect over to the bridge because there's like a really nice valley. Just think of the epic bridge, walkie bridge thing.
Yeah, that could be a sick bridge. That's definitely doable. But yes, I am going to hollow out the edge of the mountainside here. And then, yeah, I got some plants, like the tree farm thing, like some other farms here and there. I also contemplated at one point just completely removing that mountain.
I don't doubt it. Yeah.
But then I decided against it.
That's what I'm thinking. Let the new people build their factories, and I mean, I'll just buy / steal from them because I'm a pirate. So no, it'd be fine.
Yes.
It'd be fine. Yeah. I'll have a shop of some kind. I'll just sell like other people's stuff.
And when you say steal, that wouldn't involve donkeys.
No, never. I'd never steal a donkey.
Okay. I don't know why anybody would steal a donkey, to be fair. All right. Well, I'll keep an eye out for the donkey. I guess you should too. And
yes, I will do.
I guess I'll also keep an eye out for my stuff since you mentioned stuff.
No, I didn't say a thing. I didn't say a thing.
Oh, I got to get my horse, right? Yeah. Anyway,
I was hoping you'd forget. I was going to steal it.
It's a good horse. What do you mean steal it? Oh no. Well, carry on and good luck with your shipbuilding.
Yeah, toodles.
Now, after that lovely conversation, it's good getting to talk with Beardstone again. I now can go ahead and place down my RV. We're going to dock it here for a minute because there's a lot that I want to still decorate on this, and we also have some facility infrastructure to get up and running. Now I want the fan room to be dead center, and this is where we're going to be doing quite a bit of processing. I'm going to have up to 5 different for right now. And the way we want to lay these out is we want to have a fan, a space for the thing that is going to be blown, for example, like on lava or water or what have you. Then I'm going to use a trapdoor to easily separate the blocks and place a chute directly above that, and then give yourself a block space in front of that. And then this is where a funnel is going to go into a barrel. This is more than enough space for the fan to blow, which is going to be pretty slow. It's going to blow it nice and slow here. And then it doesn't even need filtering. Now, powering this stress-wise is incredibly easy. All you need is a single water wheel, and we just need to make sure that this water wheel is spinning in the correct direction. So we'll have to see, but you use encased chain drives, link them up, and because you can change rotation, it works like this. So you can actually place a single water wheel down, and all of this works. So I do need this spinning the other way, but with that set up, look at that. We have fans that are now blowing exactly where we want it. And I kind of want something clean looking that is also going to be able to hold like fluids in. So around this, I'm going to place in some walls. Now for the different things I want to put in here, we can put in lava, and then that is going to spread, but we want to make sure it doesn't spread. I want to place in a campfire. That's for smoked goods. And then I'll actually separate this, and I'm going to place a leaf block right here, and then grab some water real quick. Which I did create an infinite water source over here. Perfect. And then fill that in. And that's going to stay waterlogged, which is really nice. And this other slot, I'm probably going to use it for a dye slot. And that's because, like last season, we also have bulk coloring. So I can just make an infinite dye, basically, in liquid form, place it in here, and it can dye whatever I want as many times as I want. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Then all that's left is placing in our funnels, and yes, it is going to function just like you would expect. This setup is really good for stuff like cobblestone. Let's say you want to make a whole bunch of stone. Well, you don't have to worry about doing any kind of jank filtering or anything like that with brass funnels. Yeah, it's just going to work. It has transformed just like that, and before it does its next transformation, before it even has time to do that, it makes its way into the barrel. To further the inside area here, I'm going to go ahead and use my cart contraption, just like so. So the room is definitely getting there. I did go ahead and sort of plan out the way that this is going to be set up. And so I've decided 2 block gap from each major side, and then we have a block gap in between each major machine. And then this is going to give me a nice amount of space on the back for potentially setting up any like extra beltage or anything like that we may need. And those 5 major machines, by the way, is going to be a mechanical press. We're also going to need a saw, a deployer, and we're also going to need a mixer, and possibly make that 2 mixers. But to be able to power that, we're going to need quite a bit of stress. And I think early on, for my main form of stress, water wheels. That's going to be the best option. And I'm really starting to run low on wood, so this probably means another trip to the spruce biome. And also is why I kind of want to build a tree farm today. After gathering all of that wood, I have now managed to place in 32 water wheels. Yes, that is going to be plenty, I think, to be able to power this workshop and hopefully last us into the future. All we're going to do is just lay out some water like so, and it should become an infinite source. Connecting all of my machines up, I'm going to use a gearbox here, run the power. I've got it all gear ratio, taking it from a large cog to a small cog, and then continuing that while encasing it. And so all 32 water wheels are now ready to power everything, and I have all of my machines set up. Now, I have to figure out, though, is my mechanical saw oriented right? Now, a sneaky little way that we can automate the mechanical saw, now that I have the rotation correct, is by placing a barrel, have it drop down to a chute. The chute then pulls the items out, or the funnel pulls the items out of the chute, leading it onto the mechanical saw, which then another funnel picks it up, and just a super cheap way of automating this, as you can see. Now, I also want to automate the crushing wheels that we made last episode, and so to do this, it's actually not too difficult to automate the crushing wheels. So we need an encased chain drive, and we're going to need a gearbox. So we'll have a gearbox here, here, and then in the middle, an encased chain drive. And we want this rotated in the other direction, facing these guys. And then we can just bring the rotation up above, and then we'll carry that, and we should be able to connect it in over here. And if all is well, we'll potentially have our rotation set correctly. And we do. Look at that. You know what? Because I need to put a barrel in, I'm actually going to raise this up 1 more. Yes, that's because I want to be able to place in a chute on the top and the bottom here, not connected like that, on the top and bottom, and then we'll use a barrel on the bottom and top, and now it's automated. I've gotten most of the area decorated-ish, but I still want to get the floor in. For this floor, I can turn on the shuffle mod, which by default is just by hitting R in this pack, and I can go ahead and start placing in blocks, and we can sort of pick and choose kind of the gradient that we want by just lining our items out in our inventory like this. So I'm going with cut tough, regular tough, and polish tough, and making sure I have a bit more of this smooth, as that's what I want the original floor to sort of look like. And there we go. Perfect. This is starting to look a whole lot nicer. Just like the floor on the inside, I also want to use shuffle to be able to shuffle through some different blocks that are going to be for the outside front area. With a little bit of decorating, all of this has turned out really, really nice. And now I have a workshop. So this means that I can now easily make things from Create, or make things a little bit easier. It's not like it's making it for me. I still have to come in here and place all of the things in, but it now goes at max speed. So yes, making things like sheets and stuff like that a whole lot easier. And easier I'm going to need, because my next step here is definitely making a tree farm. I will say this is going to be a rather large build, so I want it to step down and then lead down into here. And it is going to need to be a very specific shape for said tree farm. That's because I want to do something similar to what I did last season, where I essentially use a schematic inside of the deployer to lay out different trees. So that way our farm can not only farm just one type of tree, but can farm just about any tree we put into it. So this layout is going to be the basis of our farm. So I basically go out one from the center, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is going to be 5 separate saplings, or 5 of the same type of saplings. And then we have a spacer block out on the outside. And then we have these platforms here, which are for our 2x2 trees. So the first major step in getting this tree farm set up is, of course, getting the saplings and then placing the saplings in with a block on top. Now, technically, I could have more saplings here. I haven't been to a desert or savanna, so I don't have those saplings, but for right now, I do have the main saplings, which is going to be oak, definitely want spruce, which I have doubled up over here, and then we have dark oak on this side, and then over here we have some jungle saplings. So what I need to do is I need to take the schematic and just select the saplings and log their position with that schematic. Now we need to come all the way out to this, so you can hold down Control to bring this out in these directions. But we need to make sure that we encompass all of the saplings, or at least where all of the saplings would be. Later on, we can make another one of these, and yeah, we could technically swap and change this anytime we feel. And I'm just going to call this CA saplings. And inside the schematic table, I need to load this up. Once that's done, all we need to do is make sure that we have this positioned correctly, and we need to have it clicked down. Once it is clicked down though, all we have to do is get our contraption built. Let's go ahead and build this thing. So we are going to be spinning this contraption on a mechanical bearing, so that is going to need a water wheel, and we're going to place in 5 saws that are going to go right here, which should be able to reach just about anything. Now, the way I do plan on building this is technically going to hide our 5 deployers, and I want the deployers to be placed behind the actual saws, so that way once it receives the sapling after breaking down the tree, it will then place them in. If you have them in a row, you may end up with some problems. And so our deployers, we kind of want these to be placed down here. Now remember, they will basically place behind a block. So that means that they all need to be sort of facing this direction and kind of chained together. However, I do want them rotated so I can easily see this filter setting right here. Now, before we get too carried away, this is actually where the sapling placement is going to come into play. So we need to tell our deployers where they can place and what they can place, and everything is done actually with that simple schematic. So once you have it clicked down and you place it in, this will now only place saplings and the particular type of saplings where the schematic tells it to. Now, for gluing purposes, all I had to do was make sure that there is some sort of block that is connected to the deployers down here, and I'm just using a trap door on the top, and then log going up connected to the bearing, and then right here I have a trap door that is connected to the saw line. Now we still have one more thing that we're going to need. Well, 2 things. Technically we needed an inventory, which is solved by the barrel, but we are going to need a way to connect up to this portable interface. So if I place a portable interface on top of a chute, this will allow it to automatically pull out. And so we can technically have our chute setting with, I don't know, like something like this that's helping it reach up. And this will reach over a 2-block gap, no problem. So when it comes in contact with this, it will allow us to pull the inventory out of our saws. And so after this, the only thing left to do is to just simply glue the whole thing together. And there's really not much like gluing that even has to take place here. Most of these things are automatically connected. Look at that. So easy. Now I want this spinning clockwise, so I am going to place the water in this direction. And this is almost everything needed. I am going to, however, put a clutch on this, and that is going to make the contraption kick on and start functioning. There's nothing in the inventory, so it's not going to place anything just yet. But the reason I put this here was so that way I do or can have a lever that can shut the contraption off. But if we go in here, we can have it only place if it is like broken. So if the anchor is destroyed, which is good because that means we can shut this off at like weird angles and it doesn't actually place the contraption, thus breaking all of our saplings. With that in place, let's go ahead and place those saplings in. Oh boy, and you can see it does this silently too, which is another really cool thing. Now we are gonna have to make sure that these saplings get placed in until the whole thing is gone. Like once this gets up and rolling, it shouldn't be dumping saplings anymore. Unlike the normal setup, it doesn't actually hold the saplings inside of the contraptions inventory or the deployer's inventory. So that is something we have to keep in mind. So yes, we do have to provide it with those, but look at that. Already we have this, and when this tree gets broken, by the way, it should deploy the saplings. That's the hope. I actually might need to move the deployers back one. No, it seemed to work just fine. I still have to keep an eye on this. It's been spinning around. Let's go ahead and grow like a couple of oak trees and just sort of check. It should auto replant the oak trees like in the moment it finished harvesting them. Ooh, okay. So yeah, I may need to change up the schematic here now that I noticed this. I probably should place it on these outer lines. Then we won't deal with this mess. You know what? Instead of making a new schematic, all we actually have to do is rotate this one. And so we just change our rotation and perfect. That is now exactly what we want. And so I can just go ahead and clear all of these. And then I'll just replace it with the new schematic, basically just changing its direction. And perfect. You can't knock perfection. This is beautiful. Now, another way we could potentially hold items in our storage is by using a smart chute and also a threshold switch. However, the threshold switch is a little bit finicky. We kind of have to wait until this lines up, turn the redstone so that way it is like connected, and then we can actually configure the threshold switch. With this connected, we can invert the signal, which would keep this locked, and then we just set our threshold. And I think I'm going to do stacks. And so we can say like, if it goes above, let's say 3 stacks of items inside of the contraption's inventory, I want it to stop sending a redstone signal, which is what it's going to do because we hit the invert. And then once it goes back to no items inside, then it will basically lock it again. So this is a pretty interesting way of doing this. And yes, I am just basically receiving that redstone signal and sending it through this way. It doesn't look super nice, but it should definitely work. So let's go ahead and kick this back on. Hop down here, flip the lever, and now we should not end up with situations like this. It should just kind of hold the items that are inside and yeah, only dump all whenever it hits that threshold. So you know what? I think it's time to put the shuffle mod to work and, well, get to outlining this entire area. And with that, I now have a nice little area here. So I have a pathway that leads down into the tree farm. Things are looking a little bit nicer, and it doesn't look like it was just randomly placed here. And the outside, looking very nice with that retaining walls. Also, I love the fact that we have these cut stone variants. from design and decor. It's so nice. There's so many design and decor things and like just decor things overall that I've got to kind of figure out and kind of implement into my builds. I'm pretty excited for that. But if you guys did enjoy today's episode, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And well, give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. I've got massive plans, and I mean massive plans, for the Just Create SMP Season 2, and this is just merely the start. Now, without further ado, it is time for me to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that amazing thanks is going out to the magnanimous Blarg. Thank you so much for your amazing support in choosing to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and supporting my content in one of the best ways possible. Thank you so very much, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next Just Create episode. And as always, thanks for watching.